I've returned. I haven't really had time to do any voice recordings recently, and I still kind of don't really, but like I'm making time because this one's kind of important, because as you can see, I asked Patreon members for some prompts for the spooky month. So this is the first one by Flip1234, asking for a scarecrow that's grown, well, not grown, sprouted, apparated ghost legs to take revenge on crows. Now, I kinda didn't really know how to give like ghostly legs to the scarecrow. If I did it at night, I think it'd be much easier because I just make them like glowy ethereal white legs, but I did it during kind of, I guess, dawn or dusk. Didn't really think of which one, but it's a much brighter time of day, so just going with some see-through legs would kind of make them disappear almost fully. So instead I went with these darker, just shapes of legs with a bunch of random stuff coming off of them. And then otherwise it's a scarecrow. Yep, there's a scarecrow. Well, scarecrow with a pitchfork, which is not really a typical scarecrow thing to have, I think. Normally they have nothing. And he's got the cross support, but one side's broken off. The one where he's got his free hand. And I started off by going completely all brown, just because I thought I was going to put it so the sun was behind him, and it would all be in shadow, so it should be darker. So I decided to start off with a dark color right away. And I went with brown, because I thought I'd do more muddy, autumny colors, hence the orange too. And I did have a reference of like a field of hay. Not like ready to harvest hay. Well, it might have been ready to harvest, but it was all green hay. None of it had been cut yet. Just because I didn't want to draw corn stalks or wheat. So I went with hay, which is basically just grass. How convenient for me. And here, I'm adding detail to the leg, but I end up changing that just because it doesn't look ghostly or even magical in any way right now. It just kind of looks like a leg. Sure, a weird scarecrowy leg, but it's a physical leg. One with a large, wide brim straw hat that doesn't look like straw yet, but I kind of get there near the end. I'm adding blue into the shirt, one to contrast with the brownishness of the body, and two, well, it kind of really is just that. There is no two. It's a complementary color with this reddy, muddy brown. And making it blue stands out from everything around it, so your eye focuses more on that rather than, say, the background or the ground itself. And I was kind of experimenting here with doing a blue and a brown coloring of the, ends up being a flannel. I didn't really know how it would turn out, but I think it turned out okay. Even though it's like, normally I would use the same color, just different hues and shades. But this time I did brown and blue. And I did the pinchfork, just the metal part, trying to make it look more metally by adding really bright highlights. And for the hands / gloves, I eventually try to make them look like appealing leather. But that's not for a bit, if I recall. I tried to make the head more of a burlap sack. That's also in shadow. I mean, it turned out okay. I also gave it like a smiley face, because he's so happy. He's a real boy. And that's also why I should explain the name. I did a real farmer because it's like a real boy, like Pinocchio came to life. Yeah, I'm a real prankster, real jokester. Now adding hay, little or straw bits to the seams of the body, like the gloves and the sack, the holes in the sack, where the legs apparate from. And now I've decided to go, instead of just doing like magic legs, I decided to instead do mostly leg shape things with a bunch of garbage coming off of them to make it more magical, I guess. More out of the real. And then I also add in barbed wiry shapes to do more farm-esque imagery. And I also try to do it as if it was hay shadows coming off, but like that could be anything. Could be hair, could be grass. So the barbed wire is more of a direct farm imagery. Also, while doing this whole piece, I listened to the entire Over the Garden Wall OST. I don't know how much that affected the drawing, but like I did it. 'Tis the season and all that. Here I'm just working on that broken off part of the cross support bar as if it was going through the arm. So maybe the arm was originally holding a pitchfork, and that's why it's not just draped over the bar and instead was like staked into it. And now I'm deciding to add real barbed wire instead of just barbed wire shapes onto the legs, just to give the legs something even more interesting rather than just a silhouette. Maybe give them like actual substance. Maybe if there wasn't that barbed wire, it'd be sprouting going everywhere and not actually be leg shaped. Who knows? I also add some green into the clothing, like the same green as the ground, just because who knows how long the scarecrow's been here. Some moss or lichen or something could be growing on its clothes, so I decided to add some green. I'm pretty sure I did it kind of everywhere, in the flannel and on the hat. And now I'm adding that grass / hay, because the scarecrow's got to have something to protect. I mean, I kind of tried to think of some lore, but like everything I think of is just bare minimum basic. Ooh, either the farmer did something horrible, or maybe the land was cursed. Yada yada. Everything just leads to Scarecrow coming to life. However, in the prompt, it was to get revenge on crows, so that would imply that this Scarecrow is still Scarecrow-minded, rather than like some vengeful spirit possessing it. Because a vengeful spirit possessing a Scarecrow probably wouldn't be caring too much about the crows. Unless, like, a bunch of crows murdered whatever spirit is possessing the Scarecrow, I guess. Which I find unlikely. But who knows. And now I'm adding in crows, because there's gotta be something for the Scarecrow to scare. And they're all flying away. Doing a very good job. He's also not really paying attention to them, so maybe it's a really bad job, and it just so happens to look like he's doing his job. Yeah, he'll get there. He's still getting his land legs. Hasn't been, you know, walking for a while. Or ever. I also added a little farmhouse and a silo in the background, just to, you know, give a little more scenery. Put everything more into perspective. And actually show that this isn't just some random field, it is a farm field. The clouds, I don't know, I was messing around with the clouds, I didn't really know what to do with them. This is why you should get references. I hope to have more time to do more voiceovers. I should have some more time, except the next upcoming weekend I will have 0 time. So hopefully I can, you know, I'll get there. Thank you for checking this piece of art out. Thank you, Flip1234, for the suggestion. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Bye.